She fell for her best friend's husband. Written by Mr. Leo, it all began on a quiet, rainy evening in Notting Hill, London. The kind of night where the city lights blur into soft golden streaks and the air carries secrets. Clara had just moved back from Edinburgh after ending a long, cold relationship that had drained her spirit. She was rebuilding her life. A new job, a small flat, and a heart determined never to fall again. Then came Ella, her childhood best friend. The two hadn't spoken much in years, but Ella's message came out of nowhere. "Clara, I heard you're back in London. You must come over for dinner. You'll love my husband, Daniel." Clara smiled, unaware that this dinner would change everything. The dinner that started it. All Ella's home was beautiful, warm, full of laughter and the smell of rosemary chicken. And then there was Daniel, tall, calm, the kind of man whose presence filled the room without trying. He greeted Clara with genuine kindness, his voice deep and steady. They spoke easily about books, travel, and music. Every time Clara laughed, Daniel looked at her a little too long. Every time their hands brushed, something invisible shifted in the air. It wasn't love yet, just curiosity, but it was dangerous. Moments that shouldn't matter, weeks turned into months. Clara became a regular at their house. Sunday lunches, movie nights, long walks through Hyde Park. Ella adored having her friend back. "It's like we're teenagers again," she'd say, holding both their hands with the same joy that would soon break her. But underneath that friendship, something unspoken grew between Clara and Daniel. A shared look when Ella wasn't watching, a text message that said too much, a simple "good night, Clara" that made her heart race. Clara tried to fight it. She avoided his calls, skipped visits, threw herself into work. But fate has a cruel sense of timing. The night everything changed, it was Ella's birthday, a small celebration at their home. Music played softly, laughter filled the room. Later, when guests had left, Ella went upstairs to rest. Clara stayed behind to help Daniel clean up. The silence between them was unbearable. The tension, undeniable. Daniel looked at her, the kind of look that strips away every wall a person builds. "I've tried not to feel this," he said quietly. "But every time you walk in, I forget how to pretend." Clara's heart thudded. She whispered, "Don't." But her voice trembled with longing, not resistance. When he stepped closer, she didn't move away. The world outside disappeared. There was only the faint sound of rain, the scent of wine, and the warmth of a forbidden touch. That night, they crossed the line, guilt and distance. The next morning, Clara couldn't look at herself in the mirror. Ella's voice echoed in her head. All those years of friendship, all the trust she had betrayed. She left without saying goodbye, changed her number, tried to disappear. Daniel called, once, twice, then stopped. Months passed. Clara lived in quiet torment, her nights haunted by the memory of his touch and her heart heavy with guilt. A letter from Ella one morning. A letter arrived in the post. Ella's handwriting. Clara's hands shook as she opened it. "I know. I don't know how long you've been gone because of it, but I know. I cried, I screamed, and then I tried to understand. We were all lonely in different ways. Maybe love finds us when it shouldn't. I've left Daniel. He doesn't know I wrote to you. I hope one day you both forgive yourselves." "I already have." Tears blurred the ink. Forgiveness, something Clara never thought she deserved, had found her. Years later, Clara never saw Daniel again. She moved to the coast, opened a small bookshop, and lived quietly. Sometimes, when she walked along the sea, she thought of that night, not with passion, but with sorrow and understanding. She had learned that love isn't always pure, nor right, but it's real. And sometimes that's the hardest truth of all. Ending line, and as the tide rolled in against the cliffs of Brighton, Clara whispered into the wind, "Some loves aren't meant to last, they're meant to teach."